Hi.
Hi, Beau.
Hello.
Oh, hey, Beau. What's up, friend?
So, I was saying my...
So, hang on 1 second. Let's do a quick intro here. So we're starting the podcast off.
Oh.
So, go ahead, Dave.
Yes, hi. My name is Dave.
I'm Ian.
Do I get to introduce myself?
Yes, you can introduce yourself.
I'm Brad.
And I'm Beau.
And this is the Mutual Friend Podcast.
This is the Mutual Friend Podcast. Welcome, everyone.
So we have a new member joining us for the Mutual Friend Podcast. He's been on one of the unofficial podcasts that really we recorded before we started doing Mutual Friend Podcast with Brad.
Oh, yeah,
Welcome.
the 48.
Welcome, Brad.
Thanks, guys.
Yes, indeed. Have you met Brad before?
I've not.
We were at a shoot the same day.
So
with the lots
we
of
did
guns.
a lot of
the
guns
Red
and stuff.
Action shoot was Brad was the main character in that.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I don't remember.
I love
if
how
you
mutual
stuck around
friends
for that or
get
not.
together
Well,
here.
so
This
you
is
had
fun.
you brought all the weapons,
Yeah.
and we used them in that shoot. But I think you had to leave before
Brad got there.
because
Yeah.
we shot all of the henchman stuff before we shot the Red Action.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just show up to random buildings and drop off guns and,
Yeah.
and leave them there with
Classic Saturday.
mutual friends. So,
Oh, he said it. He said the title.
Oh, that's why it's called. Oh, okay.
The
We'll
code
keep it for
word.
one more week.
Yeah.
that's where it started, actually. It
We're-
was in a police report. I left my weapons with mutual friends.
I swear, officers, I know of one of them, but they took them. I swear.
Mhm.
They took my guns.
They're really good friends of one of my other friends' friend.
I know a guy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Beau, you had a
Oh, why I'm late. So actually, class got out an hour early today, but the two people, right? I know.
Likely story.
Oh my goodness! And I was supposed to have a half an hour meeting afterwards, but my teammates, who I was really excited to pair up with, is a data warehousing class, and they're both software engineers. So I thought, all right, and I'm not a software engineer, so I thought this is going to be great. And they are incredibly lazy. I mean, to the point where every time I ask the one guy, like, "Hey, can you send me your documents?" He'll say things like, "Oh, I looked at your documents, and you actually have more than I do, so it doesn't really make sense to," or "I didn't get time to look at it." So he's just not doing anything. And the other one is just doing straight copy and pastes out of the book, to the point. So I told my buddy Jeremiah that it's like if you told someone to write a song and they're like, "Here's the song," and then you looked at it and you'd say, this is a title and there's no notes or lyrics. This isn't something. So I've slept I slept 9 hours in the last 3 days.
Ugh.
Ballin'.
Yeah. And
That's
so
called
this,
baller
why are
status.
you here? That's the better question.
because I don't have, this is my free time right now. And
Yeah.
I'd rather,
He was planning on sleeping.
Yeah, he was planning
Yeah,
on sleeping.
Live a little.
yeah. And so that half an
It's
hour.
okay. You can take naps, like quick cat naps, while we're talking.
I do that while I'm driving right now.
yeah,
So,
okay.
Yeah. No,
Straight away, yeah, just put it on cruise
Goes back
control.
to
just ball
our
ahead.
drunk driving topic earlier.
yeah. So my half an
R
hour.
for right straight ahead.
My half an hour meeting turned out to be almost an hour and a half because these guys were asking questions like, how do you write lyrics in a song? And do all songs have notes in them? So,
I like how your story was relevant and related to like something that I can understand.
Music.
Thank you. Yes. I don't really
Lazy
understand
people.
music. Yeah. Lazy people, that's
Mhm.
it. Yep.
because before we started, you were telling me how lazy Christy is all the time. Just kidding, Christy. He was.
Beau just got here, I swear.
Yeah.
We haven't not stopped recording since we started. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we were doing a pre-podcast. So, yes,
that
those of you
post.
just joining us.
yeah,
you
we
can edit
finally
that out.
introduced our podcast after an hour and 15 minutes.
Ooh.
Double thumbs up.
Well, I think we did a theme song like 20 minutes in.
Yeah, we'll
Or
find
20
it.
minutes
I'll
ago.
find it and I'll cut it in
Yeah,
front of it.
we'll splice that in
Yeah.
there. It's a really good one. Speaking of music and lazy and whatnot. So, yeah, we got all that covered with that
Right.
beautiful, beautiful song.
Hard work.
Orchestra came out.
Hard
amazing.
work.
Wow.
Can I help you?
So,
He doesn't want you. He just wants me.
what are we going to talk about tonight other than politics?
That for the record, that is actually recorded. that was Darren. He brought up a video and then said, "Don't vote for that guy." And then I said, "Well, it's just not a binary choice, right? I mean, there's other people out there."
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And
Throw
actually,
your vote
that wasn't
away.
even a political conversation. It was more just like Trump's an idiot.
Yeah.
And then he went on to prove it twice. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Twice.
Yeah. See, look at it. It's turning into it.
Yeah.
I'm
Bo, what are you
No.
doing, man?
Yeah.
Come on.
We already had the politics portion of this podcast.
Oh, thank
Yeah, no,
goodness.
it's already
I can't
done.
take
It
So-
immediately followed the poop section of the podcast.
There's a difference, huh?
So
Yeah.
we thought we'd escalate.
Yeah.
Yeah, we escalated.
They transition
shit out of
well to each other.
So Bo and I started a biker gang last week.
Grand Theft
yeah.
Auto.
Yeah. Yep. Actually, I say that as if I was doing anything. Bo actually started the biker gang,
I did.
and
he's been successful at it apparently. I saw a screenshot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Naked ladies are already cutting the blow with baking soda or powder. I don't know, whatever it is.
I don't know. They're up to it. I mean, I just give them the money
Yeah,
and
kind of let them do their thing.
pistol whippings. No, so an interesting thing happened. I hadn't played in so long, so I didn't have very much money, and it's expensive to start one. So I'm like, I'm gonna go buy a shark card. So I put in my personal like debit card, you know, because my wife and I have separate accounts for spending on dumb things like shark cards, and it didn't go through. And I was like, okay, well, I'll try my card again. It didn't go through, and then I tried our joint account, and it went through. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll just explain that to Steph, you know, tomorrow why there's like a $60 charge. But then, so I started GTA, and I had $10 million in my account.
A lot more money than
and I was
you
like,
should've.
no way. So I checked my bank account right away.
Still charged you?
Yeah, it charged me 3 times for it. And so then I just made another drink and was like, I'll deal with this tomorrow. Even though Darren was like, do not spend any of that money. You know, you're going to have to dispute it. And I was, you know, I wasn't having it. And so I got a hold of Microsoft the next day. I was like, hey, I only meant to buy this once and it charged me 3 times. What should we do? She's like, oh yeah, I see that. So yeah, we'll just refund you for the other 2. I was like, does it affect my game? She's like, no. I'm like, oh, that was a good shark card.
Yeah, that was
$50 for
good
like $10 million.
shark card.
Nice.
Yeah, it was good.
How much does it cost to get the gang started?
Have mercy. It's so expensive. So you have to buy a foreclosed property. So that's kind of cool. But then anything you do inside of it. So, I mean, obviously they're all really grungy, but
Right.
if you choose one grungy look over another, it's like $200,000, and you can paint a mural outside or inside. And that's $200,000. And then it had like a bike mechanic, and I thought, oh, okay, that would make sense that, you know, you can only get your bikes upgraded here. But no, it's just so you don't have to drive to a mechanic. So I bet I spent $3 million.
Easy. Yeah.
I have like 1.8, and I've never purchased a shark card.
Well,
So
there's a gang looking for prospects.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
I got to finish the heists too. I got
Yeah. So
I
do
got
I.
halfway through Series A funding, and then nobody would stay in to finish it. I'm like, well, fuck this.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's why I haven't done the heist as well. I had maybe about 750,000, and after our delightful evening of playing, I think I'm down to like 20K.
Yeah.
It's kind of depressing.
The MC missions, they pay out well though. I mean, they were paying like $10,000 or something, 20. I don't know. There's a lot of money. So play those. But the Lowrider, we started that.
Oh yeah.
That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
But we haven't finished it.
We haven't
And I didn't
finished
even
that.
touch the High Life.
Yeah. Or the CEO stuff.
I did a little bit of the CEO stuff where I just randomly became a CEO and then hid from people. That's pretty much all I did.
CEO, kill it. Kill it.
They tried to find me. I just hid in somebody's backyard, and for some reason they couldn't find me. I was just in some dude's backyard off of one of the main roads.
Yep, CEO's just chilling in a doghouse. No big deal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That got me like $20,000. So I was like,
Just by staying alive?
yeah, it's like one of the challenges you can do is just, you basically say, hey, I'm going to hide. You guys come find me and kill me if you can. And then your minions can protect you and
Can
stuff
protect
too.
you. So
but
it's like VIP, but they call it CEO.
yeah, something like that. I don't know. It's been a couple months since I did it. So I actually have been spending more time in story mode because I've been trying to 100% that game, because I realized in this playthrough that it always bugs me when I don't like do the 100% objectives and missions and everything. And I realized I was just like, you know what? I need to just 100% story mode so that next time I play story mode, I won't be compelled to do it again, ever. I just will play the story.
So
And
ever since I switched it from the Xbox 360 to the Xbox One, I have not played any of the story except the minimum amount that you have to play to get into multiplayer. And then I learned I can immediately just load right into multiplayer. I never have to look at single player ever again.
Yeah.
No, I still love the single player, so I
don't
still
care.
play it.
And you can start an alternate character online now and just transfer over your level too. So if you're level, whatever, 80, 90, 100.
Wait, you can create multiple
102.
alternate?
Yeah,
or
I read
just
that
one
on
alternate?
IGN because so they're also releasing more motorcycles. So they released like a 3-wheeled.
Trike.
Yeah, but it's not a trike. It's like a spider. I don't know if you've, whatever. Anyway, 2 wheels in the front, 1 wheel in the back.
Oh, okay.
And then another bike. So apparently they're going to be dropping those up until Halloween because it'll be obviously the Halloween thing again. And then their next DLC already leaked, and they're doing tuners and.
What's the Halloween
Gearheads or
thing
something.
again? You mean like the thriller mask hunt stuff?
Yeah. So
Flashlights
one thing that I can remember is there'll be angels and demons. And during the day, if you're an angel and you kill a demon, you get a point. But if a demon comes back and kills you during the day, then that point's erased. And then it's the opposite at night.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
When are they going to do zombies in Los Santos? That's one of the best things about Red Dead was the whole
yeah.
zombie thing.
Mm.
That would be fun.
I've heard a lot of people talk about that in the past, that they want that.
That would be
that'd
amazing.
interesting.
Do like a hold up in like the dingy part of the country of Los Santos North.
It would be awesome
Yeah.
if they can make it work like in free roam as
Right.
well, like where you can literally go anywhere. There's zombies.
So you just turn all the NPCs to hostile because that already happens. And then you just make them shambly and give them a
Shambly.
shambly. It's actually a curse.
I'm actually kind of
Irish.
surprised that hasn't happened yet because that seems like a pretty. I mean,
I'm
I
sure
wouldn't say it's
somebody's
super
working on
easy,
it.
but, like,
They
it's
slicked up the roads for Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made it really icy.
Just
Yeah,
like
it's-
triple the NPCs, make them walk, aggressive, and give them a lot of hit points.
Mm-hmm.
You hearing that, Rockstar?
headshots only.
Rockstar, you can come chat about that at any time. We have a nice spot.
I look to see you
Open
just
them
like
couch
fire a RPG into the crowd, and then like there's still a bunch of them crawling after you.
Oh
and-
yeah. Sign me up.
That'd be awesome. Awesome stuff.
Mm-hmm. And so apparently before the biker DLC came out, there were actually groups of people that had just independently organized as these MCs, and they'll do things like turn off aim assist, and they all ride in formation, and yeah, there's like a whole subculture, which
Wow.
is, I mean, it's a real sandbox game, right, where people are just taking it and making it what they want it to be. And
That's awesome. The fact that people can coordinate and do that kind of stuff, that's pretty cool.
Tell you what, I actually had to take a break from Grand Theft Auto Online though for one reason that I just remembered, because I like doing deathmatch, just going to a random deathmatch, but something happened, I think towards the end of like just before the Xbox One version launched, and now it's plaguing the Xbox One version where 90% of the deathmatch maps are custom ones that people make that are parkour maps. I don't know if you guys have seen that, or it either have the word parkour in it, or it'll have like 10 decimal zeros RP and dollar signs.
Yeah, yep.
And it's basically somebody stacked up a whole bunch of random boxes and stuff and put all the maps or the guns at the top of this pile. So you basically start out with no weapons. You have to climb to this top to get a weapon and shoot people. It is the dumbest thing, and people have made 1 million of these maps, and it's 9 out of 10 that I get put into whenever I'm
That's
just trying to
crazy.
find. I don't know why so many people thought that was a fun game to play.
You're playing on Xbox Live?
Yeah,
Okay. Interesting.
it's just so stupid.
You gotta
Yeah,
play
don't really
so
do deathmatch.
boring.
Hostile Vista, right? What else?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, Insurgents versus Rockets or whatever.
Oh,
I played
yeah,
that. That's
was-
fun.
yeah,
that was
just
fun.
stick to those and you'll be safe.
I can't do the snipers versus stunters though, because I'm not very good at sniping in that game.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you don't have to be. I mean, nine times out of 10 it's just kind of luck shots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's super fun. We do a lot of the ones where you're wearing masks and the
Oh,
lights go
yeah.
out,
Oh.
and you can
I
The
haven't
controller
played that one.
vibrates when the guy that you're trying to kill is close.
Hunter versus Stalker, something.
Yeah, the stalker. So what
It's
happens
great.
is one person has a gun and everyone else hides. All they have is flashlights. They can turn on flashlights, but you're either on a boat in the middle of the ocean, so you can't go anywhere. It's really tight quarters. We made a rule where we would only do that first person.
Oh.
The only thing you can see is your map and where you are on the little mini map, and that's it. The only other thing you're going off of is you can turn on your flashlight to kind of see where you're at, but so can everyone else. They can see that flashlight too. So you just have to stay alive, and after I think it's 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
And the controller vibrates as the guy with the shotgun gets closer and closer.
And you
Building
can
suspense.
you can punch with the flashlight to kill him. I mean, you can die with a hit with the flashlight, but after 3 minutes, everyone gets shotguns. So then all of a sudden, everyone can turn on the one guy. So the guy has to kill everyone as quick as they possibly can. That one has been.
I don't know where I've been when you guys have been playing this, but I want to join in. That sounds really good.
Yes. We'll let you know.
Mm-hmm.
We've just been playing too much Destiny, so.
Yeah, Destiny's
that's a game
been.
I can't get into. So
That one's been taking a lot of my time online lately.
Yeah.
Fun game.
It's been fun.
Have you
Yeah.
gotten back into that yet? No.
No, I haven't had time. I mean, I
Internet's
mentioned that I
been
don't
out.
even sleep right now, so
Right.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you do want to play GTA Online, you can always visit the Mutual Friends Facebook page.
I love it. Yeah.
Coordinate. I don't know.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
So make that work, Ian.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we have to create a page for what's the group again? Acme Co.
The Acme
Oh,
Co.
yeah.
Yeah, just link to that on the MFP.
All right,
you go.
I'll make that.
And I
happen.
don't have Facebook, so I'm just writing checks right now.
That's right.
Yeah.
No Facebook for this guy.
Hit me up on Instagram.
Instagram.
We'll coordinate off of that.
Oh man. So Beau, we were talking a little bit earlier. Have you heard the Note 7s are officially now, as of this morning, completely 100% recalled?
Yeah, I heard they're actually just dropping like the name, but maybe it was just they're just dropping the phone. I mean that Note 7, just 7. But I wouldn't be surprised if they just moved away from that
The
name.
note. They're like, no more notes.
Yeah, we'll just call it something terrible like Google called Pixel. And
Yeah, they're
Google
actually,
Pixel came out at the perfect time, though.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah. It comes with a headphone jack and it doesn't explode. I mean,
Well, we don't know.
top
We don't know
selling
for
phones.
sure that it doesn't explode yet. I mean, there's
Well,
a
no,
good
no,
chance
it's-
it's not Samsung. So
Right. Yes.
Mhm.
That's
Wow.
correct.
32 people a day
have a
die of
Samsung.
exploding phones.
it's not a Note 7.
What's the blast radius on that son of a bitch? I want to stay away from it.
With or without the stylus.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna put you in the other
From
room.
my experience, about 1 inch, and doesn't go beyond the screen. Because I actually did have like a black. This is a replacement phone. I had a black hole appear at the top of my screen that just was ever expanding.
Like a black hole.
Like something happened to my screen, like an LED popped or something, and it just slowly, over the course of a few days, it looked like a black hole on my
just
phone.
started burning out more of them.
Yeah.
Which one's that one?
Galaxy 6.
The S6. Edge or just the regular S6?
I don't do anything gimmicky.
Gimmicky. Seems larger. So I have the S7 because why not?
Well, because you work for a cell phone company.
That's right. No, that's right.
Is there a
so,
caste system among Samsung phones? Or
Yeah.
What is it?
There's ones that explode
yeah,
and ones that don't.
the ones that just have black holes.
And then the ones that have black holes. The S6 wasn't a bad phone, but the S7 is waterproof, water resistant.
Oh, is it? There's a difference between waterproof and water resistant.
Yes,
which
there
is.
is. This is very, very water resistant. Yes.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah. Well, I have an iPhone, so it's water soluble. So
It dissolves in
Yeah.
water.
hmm I heard though that like the iPhone 8 is going to be like those little toy styrofoam dinosaurs that you hatch out of an egg. You just set it. It's delivered in pill form. You just put it in a bowl.
Oh,
and it expands
I
to,
bet I heard the
size.
iPhone 9 is actually just going to be out of the holodeck. So
I heard iPhone 9 is essentially going to be a telephoto lens, and it doesn't actually connect to the internet, and it can't make calls.
hmm
They're going retro with that
Yeah.
version.
They're
They're actually going to remove
retro.
the screen on the next one.
Yeah, it's just going to be like a really awesome camera.
Yeah.
Steve Jobs, why'd you have to leave us?
as long as the icons are perfect.
Yes.
And oh my
Well, there
god!
won't be any icons because there won't be a screen anymore.
And
there's still-
the new
there's still
iOS is get like some terrible gimmicky nonsense. So like they've added a feature, so when you're sending a text message, you can hit an arrow that's on the left from where you're typing, and then you can throw in like a GIF or a picture, and that all makes sense. But they also have like just terrible like balloons and confetti and like a weird lightning thing.
This sounds like Google Hangouts.
What it is
like
it
that.
doesn't sound like Apple, right?
Yeah, right.
Where they do things that are clean, and
Yeah,
that makes sense. So
weird.
Well, I will know the apocalypse is upon us if I update iTunes and it becomes a useful program. I'm just saying.
well,
So
if you listen to us on iTunes, go ahead and click that like button or whatever you do.
give us a thumbs up. So Darren sent me a text. He goes, "When do you work this week?" And I thought it would be easier to tell him when I didn't work, and that's totally what he was fishing for, because he said Darren also works in the cell phone business and
Mobile industry.
mobile industry.
Which companies do you guys work for?
I work for T-Mobile. He works for AT&T.
Okay.
And this whole Note 7 recall thing it's fun.
Yeah.
Let's just say it's fun. So he said, "Hey, just had an idea for you that might be fun that I could do on my day off," right? He said, "Just a joke about getting a new Note 7 case and showing one of the bomb techs wearing the huge safety suits like in Hurt Locker. Something like that. Not necessarily a drawing, but just grabbing a photo or still from the movie and putting text over it." So that's
Like you weren't just already talking about that an hour ago.
So no, I was inspired by that, so I'm actually making fake Note 7 ads with clips from the movies.
Can you make one where someone's like stuffing a suicide vest just full of them?
Oh my
Yes.
God.
Like in the Hurt Locker, there's a
Send
guy
to
who has
Trump.
the vest. He's like, "Help me, I need help. My Note 7s, they're too warm."
Yeah.
And like, boom.
Right. These are replacements. You should be safe.
These are the version
Psych.
2s.
Yeah.
You're fine. So, yeah, that's it's a terrible, terrible process. Our we have a SOP, what we have to do when we get a Note 7 when they come in, how to return it. They've streamlined it now. There was 40 steps before. We dropped it down to only 32 steps that we have to take.
Oh, good.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's process improvement, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure these messy processes isn't what led to the phones exploding.
That's right. That or the lithium-ion battery being exposed to oxygen or air. I mean, one of the downsides is the fact that the phone itself is water resistant.
Water resistant.
Right? You
So-
can't put it out.
Yeah, you can't
Grease
put it
fire.
out. Once it catches fire, you can't put it out.
No.
The water just slides right off.
Slides right off.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't actually extinguish
You know what else slides right off? Your skin.
it. Slides right off.
When you're burning in your bed.
Why did I? For some reason, I
Oh, that's
expected
so
that
funny.
to devolve into your mom joke.
We'll get there. You didn't let it evolve enough.
I don't know any of your mothers well enough. But it hasn't stopped me before.
Fair point. Fair point.
Okay.
I thought you were just with her last night.
No.
No, we don't make eye contact.
No. No.
What just happened?
It's like an eyes wide shut thing.
Oh God.
There's your
There-
mother's.
oh,
That we
God.
got there. It evolved.
Okay.
Yeah, if you open the door, a wild animal would just crawl right in.
Everybody's got masks on.
Tom Cruise and whatnot.
That movie, I did not like. I don't know why people think that's a good movie.
Talking
The-
about Oblivion again, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oblivion.
Oh,
I guess
thought we were talking about Eyes
Tom,
Wide
Tom
Shut.
Cruise is in a lot of movies that I just don't get, and one of them is Eyes Wide Shut. Like the entire movie, I kept going, "Why?
Vanilla
Why?
Sky.
Just go home.
Ugh.
Just go home. Why are you obsessing over something you don't even know what you're obsessing about? Go home, have a drink, like chill the fuck out, dude. Like go jerk off or something. I don't know. Like what? Why?" And then sure enough, did not pay off in any way.
You know, Eyes
The
Wide
movie-
Shut is actually just a documentary.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, is it? It's about who
That
it's about?
dude. No, that's live action right there.
Yeah.
It's
Well, yeah,
Tom
it's live
Cruise's
action.
natural habitat.
Oh, so it was
It's
actually
more
about
his
Tom
religion.
Cruise.
Just a big damn weirdo. Yeah. We don't talk about religion on this podcast.
There's a documentary that's going to be at the Twin Cities Film Festival. It's behind the scenes look at the Church of Scientology, and I kind of want to go watch it because
HBO has a good
because
documentary
Scientology.
now on it.
because
why.
it's fun to be reminded that people are crazier than you are.
You need
So-
that reassurance every day, don't you?
Well, not every day. Well, okay,
Well, like
I deal
every
with a
other.
lot of stupid people day in and day out.
Me too.
Not me.
So
Do you know how many people bought the Note 7s? Just kidding. I love you people. You guys are wonderful.
But don't buy phones from me anymore. Please don't.
My favorite is some guy came in to do a Note 7 return yesterday, and he goes, "Man, you talked me into this. I can't believe it." Didn't talk
Yeah.
you into anything.
And like you knew.
Yeah, I was it was a malicious attack on you,
Yeah.
sir. I knew this was coming.
You know, it'd be a funny goof if we burned this guy's house down. It'd be real funny to see his face when he comes in, all teary-eyed because he doesn't have a family anymore.
Gotcha.
I talked you into it.
Oh, that escalated quickly.
You're unpunked. Dave Schaefer edition.
Oh, and here's your family, and they just gives him a box of ashes.
Right. Just kidding. They actually moved away because they don't like your alcoholism. It's actually it's
Gotcha.
a sweet mashup of Ashton Kutcher's Punked and Intervention.
Oh,
Your family's dead. Just kidding. Stop doing meth.
Yep. Classic. Classic Ashton intervention stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, well. It's going to be hard to top that, huh?
I don't know.
I don't even know where to go from there.
You do a U-turn, really.
That was so
Backtrack.
hilariously depressing that I'm just like, I don't.
Yeah. So, I haven't seen Travis in probably about a year now.
Yeah, I would say it's about that.
Been about that.
Yeah. I'm going to see him tomorrow,
Likewise.
I think.
Unless he cancels or something.
Right.
So, Travis is a mutual friend, actually, in this case, a relative of Beau's.
Mhm.
I used to live with Travis. Travis is a roommate. Does he listen to this podcast? I don't know. Hi, Travis, if you're listening.
Actually, we'll find out how good of a friend he is.
Yeah.
Family he is tomorrow.
There we
Yeah.
go.
When we
Tomorrow.
ask, assuming that Ian's
It's
going
gonna
to
be
be
Yeah,
edited.
I'm
and put it
gonna
out
get
tonight.
this. I'm gonna get this
Yeah.
done tonight, guys. No problem.
Thank
Well,
you for
that's
the
all we
promise.
It's,
ask.
it's only already almost 2 hours into this podcast. I've got plenty of 2 hours left
based off of
for tonight.
the post-production notes that you give yourself spliced throughout the entire one, it sounds like you do a lot of editing, don't you?
I do some.
Future Ian, cut this out. Yeah, we'll see if that sticks.
Cut out
Yeah.
everything
This
that
one comes
Brad
in.
says
I
and
didn't,
replace it with Tom Cruise.
I thought that was funnier to leave it in.
So the reason why I
Future.
bring up the whole Travis thing is we're in lots of group chats and stuff, and he infrequently posts as of late, maybe because of the summer or some, I don't know, things happen. But I didn't realize that IRL meant in real life. I thought he was just being an asshole with some weird pun.
Can't it be both?
Yeah, it's both.
I guess so.
It
So,
is absolutely both. Anybody who's
IRL.
uses IRL.
LOL, IRL.
The only ones
YOLO.
I accept or don't get irritated by are LOL and I guess maybe WTF, but I'd rather spell it out because I like to say fuck.
You like just enunciate. You like hearing your own voice enunciate those words.
No, I
You
just
should probably
like
have a
the word-
mic headphone set combo on you all the time.
No, I hate my own voice when it's outside of my head. Going back in, that's like stale voice at that point.
Sure.
Bounces
Whereas
around
I'm
in
getting the
there.
raw experience all up in this freakishly skinny head.
In this business.
It's freakishly. My head is shaped roughly like a bullet.
I think I want to start doing safe for work. So we'll do like WTH for like what the heck. And the inspiration is I saw some graffiti that said "Darn the police" on it, and the caption said "The Canadian Purge." So I think I'm gonna pick that one up.
We were talking about the Purge earlier.
Yes, we were. Have you seen The Purge? Any of the Purge movies?
Yeah, I've like those are in my guilty pleasure book. It's weird.
We all have
Um,
one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's the one under your pillow, right?
yes,
Right next to your Note
inside
7.
of a lockbox.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
Do you sleep on a lockbox?
yeah, because it's burn proof.
Okay.
My neighbors have a
Note
Note
7.
7. And God knows what can happen. I've taught my daughter to hide underneath her bed if she hears anything. If you see a white flash,
They're gonna have
then
a
you're
siren
because
pretty
the bed is
soon
going to
for
protect you from a raging fire.
Note 7s.
Well, I mean, if you look at like 1950s, nuke attack videos for kids, it's a lot like that. That's what I've taught my daughter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very nice. So,
So Travis,
guilty pleasure Purge. I saw my very first Purge movie today. It was the election year, Purge election year.
second one, right? Yeah.
I don't know.
It doesn't really matter.
I thought it was the third or fourth. It must be.
There are
whole
only
line.
3 of them, so yeah,
There are
I
3.
did look into 3. Yeah, there are 3.
So, yeah, interesting concept to say the least.
I like it. Yeah, it's good. I think because it has the same type of like tense moments as like a normal zombie film, but it's not all played out like zombies are.
Sure.
So, you're stuck in a house.
The Purge
And you
came
have
out
to-
this election year. Came out this year.
Oh, so that's the third one.
That's the third one. Yep.
Mm.
There was the Purge Anarchy, and the Purge election year.
Mm-hmm.
2013, 2014,
I
2016.
haven't seen it. I don't watch a lot of horror in general, so it's not too surprising.
Best get
I
on
haven't
that.
seen it. Can't do it. It's just not my. It's not my jam.
Well, I mean, now's the time of year to do it. Is all I'm saying. And then just put it away. Close up that door by Christmas, and then everything will be good.
Have you guys
I
all
don't even do
seen?
it for Halloween, really, but
Have you guys all seen John Wick?
fucking love that movie. I am so excited for John Wick 2.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, geeking out.
Is that the one, Tom Cruise?
I'm gonna stab you. Okay.
Jack Reacher. That's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
Jack
talking about
Reacher was
Neo?
also good.
Keanu.
Yeah.
But yeah, John Wick. Like I was talking about John Wick to a friend the other day, and it was like, I fully realize that there's nothing about that movie that necessarily makes it a uniquely good action movie. It just is somehow.
Well, there's world building in it that happens subtly.
That's
which is
true.
Nice.
They kind of develop this whole hitman society, and without ramming it down your throat, they just show you that like how it works through his experiences. It's pretty good. I also like the fact that it was technically over a dog rather than the cliche like you killed my wife. It's more you killed my wife's gift to me
After she died.
after she died.
Yeah.
Like that was kind of unique, and then I like dogs, so I was particularly like, yeah, you go get them, you get them.
Is that what that cat movie's about with
I think that's a loose
Garfield?
spoof on it. I haven't actually seen it.
Yeah, Garfield. I think that's
Is
the
it
name of
called Keanu?
It's called Keanu,
Okay.
which is what made me think like, is this a spoof on John Wick? But yeah, I love that movie so much. I had like one of the most manly days of my life when the day I made my wife watch that movie because I got off work.
Wait, Keanu?
No,
Garfield.
John Wick.
Garfield,
I
Garfield, gotcha.
weightlifted, went home,
Without
grilled
Garfield.
steaks, drank beer, and watched John Wick. I was like, I feel so manly right now. And then tomorrow, that's all gonna fade away. But right now, I feel manly. Beer, steak, weightlifting, and an action movie. That's amazing.
How much are you lifting?
At the moment,
Cars.
not at all.
Okay.
The marathon training kind of overshadowed any ability to consistently weightlift.
I successfully lifted the bar today.
Kill it.
Kill it.
That's
With
about
twice.
5 pounds.
bench?
Bench
Or-
or what?
Yeah.
So you
Okay.
took it. I mean, you curled the bench bar is what you're saying with one hand.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's a really heavy. I
45
think the bar. I
pound
think it said it
curl,
was
yeah.
35 pounds.
It's about
45.
most. The standard size is about 45.
And actually, so
It's the lighter one then.
when I was on a deployment, I was doing like circuit training, so not necessarily running, and I had signed up for a 10-miler because they mirror it, the Minneapolis marathon. They mirror it over in Iraq, and I was on like mile 8, and I thought, if I'm gonna run 10 miles, I'm gonna run a marathon, and so I ran a spontaneous marathon without actually doing like running cardio training.
Huh.
But it was it went fine. I think I ran it in 4 hours, like 15 minutes, something like that. 4
For
hours,
not
18
training
minutes.
at all, that's
Yeah, but
Sounds
so
like the
the
Go
training
Ruck
though was
challenge.
in circuit training, so that's obvious. It's like high rep kind of stuff. But doing like a lot of box jumps and stuff. I think that's what did it. So
yeah. I just did a lot of running, and I've been waddling all week now. My legs.
Not shitting your pants though, which is good.
No,
Yeah.
not shitting my
Avoiding
pants.
that at all costs.
Yes.
This is how we got into the shit topic earlier.
I
If you wear a
specifically,
skirt, then you don't shit your pants.
I did specifically stop in an
Yeah,
outhouse
just drops
twice
out
during
like
the race.
like a horse.
yeah.
to piss, not to poop.
Horses wear skirts.
What? I stopped paying attention and I came back into
No.
horses wear skirts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
get the memo?
Logical.
I'm not very.
I mean, if they did wear
on-
skirts, then you wouldn't see their assholes, so that might be nice.
Well, that's why they have that long, fancy ponytail.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I went to school for animal husbandry and fashion.
I see. Okay. That
So
makes
that's why
sense.
all the horses are wearing skirts and everything now. Yeah.
Unless they're skanky.
Or then they're in or they're in drag, you know. Then they're wearing pants,
Uh huh.
which then they have the problem
Right.
instead of we have, you know. us
Then,
having
then
the
they're shitting their horse pants.
yeah, shit in their horse pants. Yep.
I don't know what's happening right now.
They're gonna eventually reveal their recipe for apple pie, horse apple pie.
It's just horse turds.
Yep.
Huh.
No, I got it. I picked up. I just jumped in.
So
right
manly
in.
days. That's a good manly day. I'm trying to think of a substantially manly day.
But it was just like, I went up to you by running a marathon spontaneously.
Spontaneously, yeah.
Spontaneous
No, that's-
marathon.
well,
So I had-
he one upped me by the time he said in the service.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that okay.
No, so
You
Yeah,
ran.
mate.
so one, so I've gone to see a few people like cheer him on run the marathon. Jeremiah just ran it, so I went and stopped a bunch, and I told him I think with all the people cheering and being able to run next to people, I think that'd be really motivating because when I ran it, there was about every mile-ish in because you would just run inside of the base. There would be a guard tower that was manned by like Ugandan security contractor guys that were paid nothing, and they were the only ones out there cheering. So every once in a while, like 20 feet up in the air,
Were they
you
like
hear,
firing guns in the air?
Yeah, exactly.
Or they go,
Yeah, sand people.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, for me, by the
Sounds
end of it,
racist.
all the cheering was basically numb too because it was a combination of being in so much pain and the fact that it was my 9th, and I was just like, I don't know why I'm doing this anymore. As opposed to like if for my first one, all the cheering was awesome, and then you slowly just like, why is everybody out here looking at me?
You should do a Go Ruck. That's a good team event.
That is
A
a good
what?
team event.
in
My
Go Ruck?
arch, my enemy for about a week after the Go Ruck was like curbs and stairs and things. I could not lift my own weight up onto a curb or a stair or a step. I had to like crawl up it.
Go Ruck it's an endurance team event. So if you think about like the Tough Mudders and stuff, if you took that and you stretched it out to an unknown amount of time, nothing more than 15 hours or something.
Yeah.
So you all show up as a team. They're put on by people that were in usually special mission units. So they're
Green
usually,
Beret.
Green Berets are mostly. But it's a thing where you can't fail. I mean, you can get hurt or you can decide you quit, but everything happens as a team. It's like it's those experiences when you look back on it and you're like, that's great. But but I mean, there were moments that were really fun, and then there were moments like carrying 20.
Is that the one where
foot-
everyone gets tased?
No. Oh God. Maybe they've stepped
Or
it
is
up.
that is that tough mudder I'm thinking of?
Oh yeah. Well, they have like hanging like wires that are not in Go Ruck, but in I don't know
Tough Mudder?
Spartan something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So is it just like you go as far as you can as a team?
No. Yeah. So you don't know the route, you don't know the distance, and you don't know the time. And the cadre, the person putting it on, will put out. So, for example, I think it's probably to get people's spirits up. One thing that you do have to bring with you though is a $20 bill in case you decide to quit. Then you can get a taxi, and they're not responsible for you anymore. And you have to carry a backpack, and it used to be 7 bricks, but I think they just gave it a weight now. You have to have
A set weight.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway.
your weight was dependent on your actual physical weight that you had to have in your
so
pack.
it was like 6 or 7 or 5 and 7 or and,
It's
yeah.
5 or 7.
But so there
or
were different rules. So like, and they're it's supposed to simulate a very light version of what the first couple hours of special forces selection would be. But it's obviously much more lighthearted. So one of the things that if you cross a bridge, you have to do it in a certain way. And if you don't, you'll lose like strap privileges. So the backpack you have that have all the bricks in it, now you can only carry it on one strap. And if you do something else or someone
No
falls
straps.
behind and no one picks them up, no straps, or you have to do a buddy carry for the whole
And
thing.
then a team weight is introduced, and
yeah.
nothing can touch the ground except for your feet.
Crab
or hands.
walk.
Crab walk.
But no, one of the
Elephant
rules
walk.
that he had said was there's reports of enemy in the area and they're wearing bicycle shorts. So you see bicycle shorts, everybody has to get to the side of the road and then lay down and pull security. And so you're doing this out in the city, right? And so there's all these like morning guys out like riding
we
bikes
started-
and stuff. And so you're like, threat. And then everybody
get
has to,
down.
run to the side and get down. And this dude's like,
We started at 10 p.m. in downtown Minneapolis. There are a lot of drunk assholes running around, and there's one rule where we could not break our formation if you ran with a partner, but in a straight line, and that we had to run as a unit. And if any individual, like let's say they're riding a bike and we split to let the biker through or somebody across the street through, we got in trouble and we would lose a strap or something like that. And
So how do they check on that?
the cadre runs with us the entire time.
Oh,
yeah, and it's really about cohesion,
Okay.
and everything. So for example, he'll say, so there's always a like kind of like a class leader or like a group leader, and that can switch
switches,
out and stuff.
rotates.
But he'll say, hey, you have to go 5 miles because there's a down pilot. How long do you think it's going to take you to get there? You know, and so you have a little bit of time. You go back and talk with everyone. You got to figure it out. If you get there late, you're going to have something like low crawling or burpees or doing squats in the Mississippi River.
Doing
it's
squats.
freezing.
Yep, May 12th.
But then you'll get
Pretty
there
cold.
and it'll be like a log or
And not just a log, it's like a
tree that has branches.
an
removed.
oak tree that has everything that like
Yeah.
was just unearthed, like not cut, but completely pulled out of the ground.
So then you'll carry that for like 3, 4, 5 miles, and then I think we eventually ran back down to the river with that log,
We-
2 logs actually, and then threw them in the.
we had to throw
the
them
river
in.
and then-
Yeah.
Oh yeah, or you do sugar cookies. They're called. So you'll go and you'll have to do a bunch of like squats in the water. So you're below the waistline, and then you'll go back up where it's sandy, and then you'll roll around so you look like a sugar cookie. But then you go and you run again for like another 5 miles with that wet sand.
Yep.
Horrible.
Anytime we head across the street, we had to do 2 quick push-ups and sprint across. Anytime there was a bridge, we had to pay the toll. Like bear walk was one of my least favorites.
Yeah, or bear walk without straps.
Without
you know?
straps.
Yeah. And what's crazy is that is just the standard Go Ruck, and then there's also Go Ruck Heavy, which is double the distance, basically double the time. You also have team weight, so you have a team weight that gets added to or taken away. There's a bunch of stuff.
Oh yeah, we run with a flag too. Flag is
Yeah.
always
And so what they started today, not started today, they did another iteration of, it's called selection, and that is at least 24 hours. And their pass rate is like less than 10%. And they don't accept everyone. So you have to already
have
you
done.
You have to have done a bunch, and then you go there, and then they do a physical fitness test right off the bat. And so I think they started
Smart.
90 people signed up or were accepted. 60 confirmed they were going to show up. 37 actually showed up. And by the time they just did the push-ups, sit-ups, I think there were 20 something left.
Wow.
And that's just the beginning. And then there's a 12-mile run and a bunch of other stuff. And then that's where they do the welcome party, where they're really trying to wear you down.
The moral of this story is don't get drunk with Beau.
That's true. I think I did sign up
Because you'll
like 10
promise
people.
to.
Yeah,
do
you
one of
did.
these.
Yeah.
So Beau got everyone nice and liquored up. He was sitting on this. He was being really quiet. It was like a New Year's Eve party. This Go Ruck that he was talking about that we did it in May 12th. So 5 months would pass. So we had time to prepare ourselves. And he waited until everyone was nice and liquored, and he played the reverse psychology absolutely to a T. He goes, "Hey, you guys, no, never mind. You guys wouldn't be able to do it anyway." And he walks away.
It's
and
pretty tough. You
We're like,
train.
That's so
what?
classic.
We could do whatever what are you talking about? And he's like, well, no big deal. I'll basically I'll pay for you to do this with me if you're willing to do it. Nah, it's not even going to be worth it for you guys. You guys can't do it.
Yeah.
Oh, we can do it, all right.
Yeah.
I'm liquored up. I could get her done. What is it? And he like goes to the website and signs us up right there.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, although if you want to give it a shot, what you can do is a scavenger, which is a lot more fun. That's like it's like a scavenger hunt in your city, whatever city you sign up for. but there's a lot more drinking involved, and like I think you actually have to show up with a 6-pack or something.
Huh.
And yeah, that one's supposed to be pretty fun. They also did they do Ascent, which is you go out to Colorado and it's a bunch of mountain and survival stuff. They have one that I really wanted to do. They put it on pause for a while and they've restarted it, but I think it's a 48-hour event where it's set up where you're basically supposed to go meet a contact, kind of like a CIA contact. And so you have a bunch of clues and hints as to where you're supposed to find this person. But one of the experiences that I read about said that a guy and his teammate were told to like meet at a corner. And so they're just waiting at the corner, and van pulls up, grabs him, throws him in the van. They get tied up. They take their money and wallet and everything, and then drive them like 2 miles away and drop them off. And they're like, all right, find your way back. And that's it. But yeah, so it's
Oh, was that actually part of the event?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I thought it was like some
no, yeah, some
wrong
horrible
place,
people.
wrong time.
No, that one, Trek is what it's called. But they increased the price now because it's a lot more in depth. So it's something insane, like $1,500 or $1,000 to do.
Oh God,
Yeah.
I am still hurting from the $600 TV I just bought.
Yeah.
So
Telling me.
You get a lot more use out of that than.
So what
than
did
a
you
silly
what did you
event.
get for your furniture that you went on?
Oh, mercy. And that was my second. So we had budgeted a more modest amount for
Okay.
furniture when we moved into our house, but this house is larger than our old house. So I got like 2 sets of like electronic reclining couches, and that was before this last purchase. And then we got, so the one that I wrote you guys about, I think we bought 2 bed frames, like headboards and stuff, and 2 couches and 2 chairs. We spent way too much money, but I did get a new TV and a new sound system out of it. So
At least there's a benefit from it.
yeah, I mean, we budgeted the money, so I mean, it was there, and it was meant for these kind of things. It's just doing it. On the other hand, I would just rather keep that money in my bank account and stare at it
For shark cards.
right. Mm-hmm. Buy the important things.
But now you can just charge multiple shark cards and then get
Buy a
refunded,
whole bunch.
yeah, get it all back.
Get it all back. Nice.
There's a tip for you people at home.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna squash it now because
Yeah.
Xbox people
Yeah, we
listen to our
we
podcast.
leaked it on the Mutual Fund podcast
Yeah.
here.
You've heard it first.
Yeah, heard it first.
Right.
well, I'm close personal friends with Major Nelson, so
Yeah. Steve Gaynor, you listening? I think he's in.
Major Nelson's just the only name I know associated with
Yeah.
Xbox.
Nice. Very nice. Well executed. Well played.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, is my sarcasm not on?
No, shut up. Okay. This is a long day. I wasn't
Snapping or anything.
I wasn't
Doing some
completing
jazz
my
beats.
thought.
Jazz beats.
We're in a dark club.
Yeah.
Poetry.
Poetry jam session.
Berets. Mm-hmm.
Green
and
Berets.
and the crickets.
Cadres.
Right.
Go Rock. Logs. Rivers.
Just making a list of stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Team weight.
12 pounds of spam.
Flags. Elephant walk.
Hula skirts.
Thumbs up.
Mm.
Halfway there.
Yeah. Whoa. A shamalama touch my ding dong.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
We did this thing called an elephant. This is one last thing about Go Ruck. So when you're running in 2 columns, right? So directly to your left or right is just one person. So there's 2 columns of people running. But we had to do an elephant walk, which is, so if you would bend down and then put your hand between your legs and reach backwards, and then the person behind you reaches forward, so it's like an elephant trunk, and they hold onto your hand,
And then you reach.
and you just make a big chain going backwards, and then played some weird Indian song where he's like, unknown Shangri-La, touch my ding dong.
And and then the joke was thumbs up if you're having fun.
Yeah. Because your fist is in another dude's butt. Butt fisting.
Yeah, that was early on in the evening too. That was that was no fun.
When everyone was drunk and harassing you guys on the street.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
was the exact same time.
We don't do hypotheticals on this podcast, do we?
Yes, always.
Sure, why
Do
not?
we really?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, I was just wondering.
Okay, good.
It was a
Good story.
hypothetical. No.
That was it.
Yeah.
Oh, that was meta.
But it was like, hypothetically speaking, would any of you be interested in
Right.
doing a Go Rock?
Yeah. Because I happen to have on my phone.
Yeah, yeah.
I
He's
will-
like,
I
and
will
I'm
happen to buy the way for everyone.
signed up.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys probably won't be able to do it. So
Yeah.
no,
No, I mean, I did have a hypothetical. I mean, so
I want to
we,
hear
we,
it.
we
Yeah.
do these hiking trips with another couple, Jeremiah and Megan, and then my wife, and of course I go too. And so to fill the time, I mean, so like there's the classic hypotheticals, but we try to think of hypotheticals to make it more interesting. So we did a 40-mile hike in Alaska or something. So there's a lot of dead space there. And we do
A
that
lot of
game, and then
places
we
to
do
put
another
dead
game
bodies.
where that I made up, where I give you an accent and then a speech impediment, and then you have to
Oh my
speak like
God.
that. It's really fun.
An
So I'd be like,
accent
yeah,
and a speech
like give me an Italian accent with a lisp, and then that person has to carry on a conversation.
It's for me, Matteo.
Mathio. Yes. Oh, the classic Mathio. No, the hypothetical was going to be, so we make contact with intelligent life, and they're like, hey, let's just meet in this neutral planet. I'll bring 100 of my dudes. You can bring 100 of yours. We just want to talk about what our relationship will be from here forward. You get to plan the mission. Do you have your people bring weapons? Akya oder nish nish?
As somebody who's watched every episode of Stargate SG-1, I feel like I should have an answer to this, but
Yeah. Or when Mars attacks.
I would say
Right.
no. But what designates a weapon? I guess is the other
Something
Your
to
brain.
Something to inflict harm.
Well, I
suppose.
mean, yeah, okay, but I
So-
mean, you just referenced Mars Attacks, where the weapon ends up being music, right?
Yeah,
So
well,
I mean, if I bring my MP3 player and it kills them, that's not
yeah. So I would say, like, standard
okay. Yeah,
human weapons.
Right.
Do you bring
intended
guns
Yeah.
and
or a sneeze.
rocket launchers, a sneeze?
Yeah.
I would bring my year 3 Gallarhorn.
Speaking of Tom Cruise movies that suck, War of the Worlds, big plot hole in that movie. Anyway,
Yeah.
What? It ended up being just a fake radio broadcast all along.
no, that's
think
an
that's
entirely
The
different.
danger
Oh.
that stood still.
I'm talking about the Tom Cruise one.
Oh, right, Tom Cruise. Yes,
Talking about all the Tom Cruise movies that
or bad.
Yeah.
are bad.
Yep.
No, I would say probably not
So,
bring
Probably,
Not bring.
not bring weapons.
I don't think.
So here's a part of the hypothetical.
I-
Do you conceal it, or
Yeah, no,
are
that-
you
that-
obvious about it?
that is the question, right? So it's what posture do you want to bring?
well,
Because
and then also, if you do conceal it, potentially you don't know what they're capable of. Maybe they can tell whether you're concealing.
how much prior
Yeah,
communication
that
have you
works.
had with this society? I mean, do you have any kind
so
of gauge
it's
on
6 months since
how
our first
aggressive they
contact,
are?
and we'll say it's in the future enough that we're
Able
we'd
to
be
travel.
considered peer or near peer technology wise.
But like, how
Okay.
much actual conversation has gone on?
Just that.
Like,
Probably
oh,
the
just-
extent
just the
and the reason
agreement
why
to
you're
meet?
being sent as the delegate is this is more of a monarchy situation. So you are an important person where you'd be more of a center of gravity for humanity.
Gotcha.
I mean,
so
this is why
it's a
you're
pivotal thing where
Yeah.
your
But
meeting's gonna.
there's been no indication
have weight.
one way or the other.
one or the other.
Yeah,
that it
peaceful
would be
or
peaceful.
hostile.
if they're peaceful or hostile.
Right.
Okay, that's what. I was
So
trying to-
so the only thing would be if I guess it would depend somewhat on who was going on the mission, I think.
Yeah,
But then also, is it possible to bring a weapon that doesn't look like a weapon?
well, I mean, to them, who knows what a weapon looks like, right? And actually, we'll caveat it with this: they say in our tradition, when we make contact with other life, what we do is we bring our 100 leaders. So it's not only just you're not bringing with like a bunch of door kicking, snake eating,
Sure.
shoot them in the face.
Okay,
guys.
yeah. So
These
that
are
would
these
actually
are important.
leaders.
Yeah.
With a
If that's the
designated
case, then I would
survivor.
say no. I was leaning towards the yes. Bring weapons.
Well, it doesn't mean that they're not tactically proficient because they're leaders, but yeah.
Right. No. But at
Mm-hmm.
the same time, they have weight on their end too, not just us.
Well, I mean, unless they're like No, it's just totally lost.
So
it. I mean,
are they tactical? Like so are the leaders that we're sending tactical? Like are they like our
we'll say half
our
them,
generals?
Half of them are generals, half of them are politicians.
Okay.
Okay,
I
so
have an
and
answer.
Tom Cruise.
so that
Half
becomes a little
guns,
bit of an
half
Tom
issue,
Cruise is your pilot.
right? So if they kill all the generals of the armies
Yeah.
here, then who's leading at that point? There's a
Well,
there's a
that's-
power
that's the
vacuum,
thing.
right?
Right.
So,
Yeah. Exactly. And so you don't know if they're like the Dothraki who just bring their calls into battle. I mean, that's
Right.
what they do. They're like, yeah, we show up with our 100 and your 100 fight.
Well,
and then
that's
whoever wins.
You're right. Yeah.
That's the
assimilates the
thing.
other.
We shouldn't send everybody that's important in this group of 100. There should be like the designated survivors at the very least. But considering it's 100 people compared to the entire population, and B, you're agreeing to meet on a neutral ground with another 100 group of their people, even if they all kill each other, all 200 people die. It's not
So
exactly.
there's like a succession of government. That'll be fine back here.
It won't
Yeah,
actually
or
affect the.
Could you send decoys?
They basically.
I mean, you can do what you want, but understand though, if you send a bunch of decoys and this turns out to be peaceful, and they're like, "Hey, let's show you how to cure cancer." Remember, I talked to that really important medical guy that came with, and they're like, "No, I'm sorry, that's actually Tom Cruise."
Well,
No, his eyes are all
He's not
worry-
important at
don't
all.
worry about
well,
it.
He's not important at all.
what I'm thinking is like neither side stands like even they like if we just send 100 of our people, they don't really stand to gain anything by killing those 100 people. So why would they come with hostile intentions? So why would we go with fear
Unless
of hostile
people
intentions?
Like resources, and they needed the resources, and they only needed 100.
Like the tall whites.
Well, then
Like
good
the battery
thing they're
from
not coming
the
for the rest
Matrix.
of us.
Right?
But
Done.
that's like in a conceivable communication scenario like that with just like 100 people on a neutral planet. There's no. I'm assuming there's no vehicles hovering above the ground. Like the spaceships have gone off into orbit. And it's just the 100
Yeah,
people
we
on
drove
the ground.
ourselves. We didn't get like a space Uber.
Well, I'm saying like they got dropped off and
Yeah.
all the
Unless
vehicles
the
went
neutral
away.
planet had Space Uber.
They really
Space
like
lift.
their group stands to gain nothing from killing off our 100 people that we sent. If that assuming
So-
that 100 people doesn't
So
include everybody that's
I'm
important.
assuming that when this happens too, like immediately, we're preparing for the worst, right? So you send those 100 people, and regardless of whether you send them with weapons or not, immediately because of how long space travel, presuming that it wouldn't be immediate, it wouldn't be like we have warp capabilities. It's
What if
time
they
travel.
provided it to us?
It's a timely,
Dilation.
time. It takes a decent amount of time to travel this distance wherever we're going, right? So immediately the planet begins weaponizing to prepare for the eventuality that they are not neutral or peaceful or because then if no matter what happens in the situation, we have the capability to go that way if we need to.
An offensive defense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this question is actually, I guess, more two things. One, how do you perceive other cultures, right? Like to say they have nothing to gain from doing that is really projecting quite a bit of what you believe they should think.
Well, I'm
100
thinking,
people-
I'm thinking like pure numbers and like the context of like, okay, we agreed to meet to talk,
Mm-hmm.
and then they meet and they vaporize our 100 people. Well, it's tragic.
Well,
'cause
you're
we-
one of those
we
people,
lost,
by the way.
Oh, I'm,
Okay.
I died and all my peers died. That sucks for us.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't necessarily suck for the human race at that point, unless they specifically say, "Oh, by the way, we're going for your home planet now after we kill you."
And,
But at the same time, we vaporized their 100 people. I'm assuming that's not their entire population either. So we
Yeah.
didn't stop them from
So
invading
It was
Earth
the last
anyway.
100 people of their civilization.
Right,
You
yeah.
just wiped
It
out.
just it doesn't like logically just based on numbers and statistics and the situation, even that vague agreement, it doesn't make sense why either side would outright act hostily towards that other just small group of people, as
Yeah.
opposed to like it could obviously blossom into a larger engagement and a war overall, But in terms of whether to bring weapons to that planet,
So
I would
Is
say
this the
no.
start of Ender's
just-
Game? Is that what we're talking about here?
no, is that how it works?
Okay, what is the
So-
correct answer? No.
Yeah. No. Well, I mean, also, don't discount just 100 people dying, that being unimportant.
No, it absolutely.
I mean, depending
is.
on who those 100 people. I mean, if
Well-
you think, I mean, so and we will not talk about this, but as an example, right? Trayvon Martin is one person that gets killed, and that sets off like a whole, I would say, effort, right, to make a change or do something. So I'm just saying one person can get killed, and it can be a
Right.
big
Well,
deal.
everybody's going to be important to somebody else. It's going to be tragic either
Sure.
way.
So I mean, so you could see 100 people get wiped out, and then back home, there's a group that says, yeah, we said don't bring guns, and obviously they thought you were a threat. There could be another group that says, oh man, I told you all brought guns and shoot them.
Oh,
and
yeah,
now it's
that'll
killing us,
absolutely
right? So
happen.
Why did you choose those two accents for those two particular parties?
just reasons.
calm down now.
Okay.
Calm down.
Stereotypes mostly.
Yes.
So yeah, so one part of it is like just how do you perceive a culture, right? I mean, really, you can't. And then the
well,
other one
based
is
on just an agreement to meet. That's why I was like wondering, like, did you get any sense of ability to feel them out?
right. So
ahead of
there's a lot
time?
of ambiguity in it because it's a hypothetical. And then the other thing was, Ian kind of mentioned it. It's like, well, yeah, they can go, but I think the important thing is we're ready for something in case it happens, right? Which is very similar to an arms race, where it's like, I don't want to cause anyone harm, but I need to be able to do something if someone wants to cause me harm, and how that escalates up, never escalates down. That's not how violence works. So,
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. That's a good hypothetical.
Thank you.
I like it.
So I have 97 slots filled right now. I'm wondering if you three want to go on a mission. And do you have a gun?
Do you have
I
a
do.
gun?
Yeah.
And would you want to bring it or leave it at home?
And this is where Beau tells us that he works for the government
Yeah.
and that this is a secret mission
Yeah.
that he's now going public with on our podcast.
This
Right.
I haven't been saying
which no one
anything.
listens to, so it doesn't matter.
This is
Well,
exactly
that's why it's safe.
Yes, that's
you guys. I haven't said anything, but this is exactly how he got us to do the Go Ruck before.
Yeah.
I was just witnessing how this is
Well-
going to
well,
pan
how
out.
about
So
this?
he's got you.
You
okay.
guys can't go to Ceridian 7. Never mind. You don't even
How
want to go
about this?
see the tall
I
lights.
have a gun, but it doesn't have any bullets in it.
Good. That's pretty
Co-
much the
there-
worst
there's-
case situation.
there's
Hey, I look
middle
really,
ground.
threat.
I
Yeah, I
found the
looked
middle
really threatening.
ground solution. Bring me. I'll bring my gun with no bullets.
Yeah, I don't. That's probably not advised.
I think you'd be better off bringing no gun and bullets, so you can at least like.
Stab somebody in the eye.
that
with
works. That's how it works.
It. Stab somebody in the eye.
Yeah, this isn't the defense of Stalingrad, where half of us get guns with no bullets, and half of us get bullets with no guns. Yeah, and yep. That was.
So-
the
I mean,
hypothetical.
so are
And
we
then
doing the
also-
Go Ruck
And
or
then
what?
there's like if you bring like matches, does that count as a weapon? Because
I don't know.
Well,
Because they're afraid of
and that's the
matches.
thing. Like,
if they have a
kind of
really-
like
Maybe it's a highly oxygen-rich
yeah,
environment, and the whole
oxygen-rich
world will go up.
right, yeah.
well, and
Have you seen signs? Water.
like
Oh,
you were
yeah,
saying, you
yeah.
can't perceive the culture. Like, I could reach up and scratch my nose, and it was like, he's got a gun.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had an itch, but
Yeah.
they could take that as an attack.
Maybe they're offended by facial
you have
hair.
to keep your like
Oh,
arms to
they
your
would
sides.
not
So
like
yeah,
me.
and so having interacted with two different cultures in tense settings, I would say, those are the things that you have just absolutely no idea about, and someone will tell you, and like, hey, next time when you ask if they have kids, don't ask if any of them are daughters, because that's super, it's invasive to their privacy. Don't do it. Yeah, there are. I mean, that's within human culture, let alone another culture. So that might be it. And then I had one other hypothetical,
Let's
but
hear it.
we don't have to move on.
That was it was very much deeper than usually when I hear somebody like, hey, I got a hypothetical situation. It was like, would you rather sleep with Taylor Swift or a platypus?
Same difference.
Platypus, of course.
So that was a lot deeper than I was expecting. I thought it was going to be
Yeah.
something like just trivial, and you're making me think.
So, just to sum up, sounds like Brad's gonna bring a gun with no bullets. Ian's gonna bring his MP3 player.
Yep.
Got it.
Mars Attack style.
Mm-hmm.
I need a record
gonna,
player too.
I was gonna show up with my
phonograph.
my razor sharp wit and anecdotes.
And your Note 7.
I was gonna leave the Note 7 at home in a fire retardant box.
No, because if he brings the Note 7 with, the ship's not gonna make it.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I wouldn't be
It's
able
not
to
gonna
make
make
it
it
there.
to the
Well, that's what the emergency airlock's for.
yeah. They
The
just
Hitchhiker's
put
Guide to
Dave
the
in it.
Galaxy.
And he gets out.
Actually, if you keep it in
Alive.
a vacuum, won't it not blow up? Just
It'll
keep it
blow
in a
up
vacuum
faster.
I thought it was the oxygen.
It'll blow up twice as fast, but half as intense.
Oh, specifically, that makes.
I have no idea.
Yeah, no, the physics totally.
My
back that up.
wife is a physics major. Maybe she can. We need an editorial.
Oh, so she probably
get
hates
a-
the movie Oblivion too.
Physics report, please. I don't think she's seen it.
Oh, that's probably a good thing.
Oblivion.
She'd probably
Is
not-
that the one where Tom
I don't think
Cruise
Brad's
keeps
gonna be back on
having
this
The
podcast.
same,
What?
the
Yes.
same reoccurring thing.
Keep talking about
I like
Oblivion.
that movie.
No.
I like.
I think
Dumb
you're
movies.
thinking of Groundhog Day with Bill Murray.
Yeah, where he kills everybody in a robot suit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yes. Yep.
Or he kills everybody in a ground chuck suit and ground.
Oh no,
Woodchuck.
Edge of
Woodchuck.
Tomorrow.
Wood.
I
when a
finally
groundhog
figured
and a
out what
woodchuck
movie
get
you're
drunk.
actually talking about.
The Day After Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow, or maybe that's not it.
The Edge of Nothingness.
Live, Die, Repeat.
Yeah,
They-
Live, Die, Repeat.
They renamed it when they released
Yeah,
it.
it was.
Because of a poster fuck up or something.
No, that was something.
That was actually not a bad movie. Hey,
Did-
there, Tom Cruise movie. I didn't.
Wow.
Did you
Brad's
want-
on board.
I also
He's a
like the
Tom
Mission
Cruise fan.
Impossible movies.
Which one?
Fell asleep during the last one.
All of them except for 2.
Is it the hair? It was the hair, wasn't it?
It was the everything.
Was it the number?
The girl in that is in Westworld.
Ooh, I need
Is
to watch
she?
that.
Ooh, Westworld's good.
Before you.
We're
I
we're 6 degreesing of Kevin Bacon over here. Sorry. Let's get back to your
No.
hypothetical.
I was just gonna say before we close, I'll have a closing hypothetical.
Oh.
But we can definitely talk. Please don't talk about Westworld because I haven't watched
Done.
it yet.
We're already
Yeah,
done
yeah,
talking about it.
We're good.
We didn't
Oh,
even
thank
start,
goodness.
but we're done.
I'm really excited about it, and I should be, I assume.
You pause like you want us to talk about it, but you really don't want us to talk about it.
Yeah,
I
don't talk
do
about
want us
it.
to talk about
Go
it.
ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Please don't talk about
tell
it.
me
but
more.
Just
yeah,
so you
go
know,
ahead.
it's good. That's all we'll say.
Yeah.
Yo,
But what's one thing that's gonna
you're
surprise me
blowing
about
you're blowing the expectations.
How about 10 things
now.
that'll surprise you about it?
it? Okay, BuzzFeed.
Yeah.
I'm debating whether to watch the original movie
only-
before I watch.
10 things only
'Cause
Westworld
I like the
watchers will know.
movie.
Yeah.
It's actually East. Thanks.
Gotcha.
It's actually
Plot twist.
executively produced by M. Night Shyamalan.
Northeast, 60 degrees world.
Yeah, it's actually Kanye Westworld.
Oh my god.
There's just constant rap battles.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be good. So, yep. Parodies.
No.
Lots of parodies
No.
coming out of this podcast here.
And he comes up on stage every time and like interrupts
I'm gonna let you
people
finish,
and let
but-
you finish, but
Right. It says really crazy things. Like he's going to become president. Did you see that they had a Halloween costume that was a Parisian, like robbery victim or something? It's just a costume to dress up like Kim Kardashian, and it has like a
What?
gag. Yeah, it's great. And then it got pulled down. It's like, okay, so I could be a Nazi. I can get that, but I can't be like a spoiled piece of shit that got robbed with like $12 million of jewels. You're an idiot. Like humans learned not to do that a long time ago. You know, if I'm on a stagecoach, I hide 11 million of that jewelry in my asshole. I'm just wearing it around my neck. You know, because I don't know when some thieving outlaw's gonna come by. Let alone a freaking French mime is gonna come around and I think she has the room.
Invisible wall, yeah.
So
What's that?
she has the room
Yeah,
to
yep.
hide it.
Oh, yep. Talking about her buttocks.
Whole.
Hole.
Yeah, no sympathy at all.
She should run a marathon.
Stop making dumb people famous.
are you just saying I don't want to get into that again.
Yeah. Ian likes to avoid politics.
And talk of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
shitty shorts.
I wasn't gonna delve any deeper than
Yeah.
that. It's a slight callback. That's all.
Oh, here's a cultural thing that involves shit. So
That's not my fault. Okay.
yeah, so some places in the most Middle Eastern countries, right? So like having a toilet in the sense that we do, where it's raised, you know, is not common, and so they'll have like a porcelain dish on that's floor level, and then you like squat on it, right? It's not actually that bad.
Great for your
Except for
glutes.
if you're wearing. So if you're wearing if you're wearing their traditional clothing, you just like hike it up, and that's cool. But if you're wearing like combat boots and pants, like you basically have to take that off unless you want to shit inside of your pulled down pants or piss in them. So I wake up and I gotta pee, and they'd just been doing like inspections because you used to just like you drink water all the time, and then you leave the water bottle and you just piss in the water bottle at night because you're just not gonna go walk, like 50 yards to the porta potty.
Yeah, it's too
So.
far.
So since they're doing these health and welfare inspections, I stopped peeing in bottles. Super annoying. So now I got to walk. And so, super late. So I get like my rifle and like walk out there, and I open up the porta potty, and there's an Iraqi contractor who's standing on top of the toilet, but squat down like a gargoyle. And his height is almost like man junk right in my face. So it's like this 2 a.m. gargoyle taking the dump, standing on top of it. And so like I shut the door and like let it go. But then the other thing is you don't this is just weird now, but like toilet paper is considered
No.
like very strange. It's like more clean to use water, right? Like a bidet, right? So but then they would have bottled water because there's not running water in a porta john. So I go in there after him, and it's just wet everywhere, like a shaggy dog, just dried off in there. So yeah, gargoyle dumps and then poop water everywhere. It's like I'm peeing in bottles again from now on.
It's more
This
clean
is
to
not
do that.
it. Like not only do I have to like see that right in my face, front row seat. There you go. That's a segue.
So that was a segue into the hypothetical.
It was
Is that
it's
where
like it's not a very.
Is that whether we pee in bottles or
It's
we?
a reverse psychology
Well, because
segue.
we've been talking about dump and then other cultures. So if you can get this in post and then put that in the middle, it would be a segue.
That would be a perfect segue.
Yeah. Future Ian. This is future Beau. Watch out. Future Ian's behind you.
Past Dave says hello to future Dave.
Uh-huh.
And present Dave is confused.
Yeah.
Yep.
Brad's here.
And then there's Brad. Hey, it's Brad.
Bradley.
Current Brad.
So what's the hypothetical?
Oh, does that mean we're closing this down? I mean, we don't have to.
We don't. I have a feeling
We
based on the
probably
other
should.
one,
We probably should wrap up here.
Yeah.
this might go on for a while.
This
This
can
is a
be
good
yeah.
hypothetical. So I wanna
It's
hear
good.
it.
So take your time to answer it.
All right, good.
Would you rather have
So would you rather?
penis-sized nipples or nipple-sized penis?
Oh, fuck.
Let that soak.
I don't want to imagine.
Oh yeah. And they react the same.
No, so
accordingly.
if you make this decision, is it take effect for you and everyone else, or just you? Like, does it change the anatomy of everyone
Of the
in-
human
No,
body.
no,
of
you're
the-
you're not normal.
Okay.
Yeah, clearly.
I mean, we
I
can
mean, we already
change it.
established that, but
so
yeah.
are my nipples like nipples, but in the shape of a penis, or do I just have penises for nipples? I guess that's up to you in your interpretation of this.
Here's a question. If you chose the penis-sized nipples, are they specifically the same size as your penis, or are they just the size of
it's not
a
very-
penis?
It's not very entertaining. if
They're-
you just
they're all
have-
different sizes?
Yeah, if you just have nipple-sized nipples because you got a small dick.
Well,
it's not an interesting question.
Well, that's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
Does it specifically match yours?
Yeah, it specifically matches yours.
So
Damn.
my vote is for penis-sized nipples. So take like a guy bra, called a bro, and you coil it up and just keep it on there,
Tuck
and then
those
just
suckers
don't
up.
look at anything.
Yeah, don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, right. 'cause
Don't get a three-way
the thing
erection.
the thing is, you want to say that I would much rather have penis-sized nipples because I still want to be able to have intercourse,
Yes.
and preferably not on my chest. And the thing is, so if you decide to do that, you just remember still, then you got like these two hard-on sticking out of your
Yeah,
chest. So.
I'd stick with the penis-sized nipples too. My original argument was going to be, well, maybe I'd luck out and get really small penis size nipples.
Roll the dice.
And just
future
my-
Ian, if you can just cut out that statement. I was really hoping I'd just get really small penises.
Yeah, here I'll just cut that out and put it on
yeah.
as a separate podcast. And this is Brad's wish.
Brad.
I mean,
October
for my
2016.
nipples. I want my nipples to be small penises.
You can also cut that anytime.
Yeah, right there. That's perfect.
It's gonna be the
I mean,
title
my
of this.
nipples.
Thank you for the sound.
Brad
Thank you
wants a
for the
really
sound
small
bites.
penis.
I just think
Brad's just ruining his own life.
I'm just saying I don't want them to match
if you can
my
just
penis
segregate
size.
his audio and auto-tune it, and that'll just be the
We're gonna make a song
theme
out of this.
song.
Don't
No,
worry.
make ringtones. Should make ringtones.
I was hoping I was
Just saying, if it
Well,
so-
so, what he was saying too, Brad was saying before, is like if they're different sizes. Like I was thinking, you just have like different size nipples, like
Penis nipples?
Yeah,
well, I was just like, even if they matched each other, just it'd be nice if you get lucky and they were relatively small compared to your penis. But if it's the same as your penis, then it's like, well,
Wouldn't it be worse if they were bigger? And
That
so then
means
it
it's
was
gonna
like
be a
you
little bit
felt
bigger.
really bad about yourself. You just had this like 14-inch.
like, fuck, I'm jealous of my own
insane-
chest. God damn it.
Yeah. I mean, hey, it's the monkey's paw thing,
Yep.
right?
And all of a sudden, she would rather sit on your chest more than your pelvis. And
he or she, be he or a man or a woman.
well, I'm speaking from a
Transgender.
heterosexual point of view, of
Yeah.
course.
Oh, who knows? Once you have penis-sized nipples,
That's true.
Probably need to find more, huh?
I do find Tom Cruise very attractive.
I feel like that'd be a very difficult relationship for you two. It would have to be this. There's certainly
Well, and I believe in aliens and all, but I don't believe in Scientology, so I don't think it would work out.
So benefits.
So the decisions were. Oh, I mean, you can think this through. I mean, it's a permanent thing.
It's a permanent
It's a
thing.
permanent thing.
From here on out.
And he's
done.
like, and I've got an app for this, and now it's a thing.
I'd like to bring in Julio, my Argentinian
Monkey's
plastic
paw
surgeon.
coordinator.
Yes.
yeah.
So, like, benefits of this. I mean, this is really cool. You can free up your hands when you're walking into the bathroom to take your morning shower. You don't have to hold on to the towel. Your nipples can do it for you.
If you got two big old hard-ons.
Yeah. Why? I don't
It's a
know
nice
why you would
brisk
need
morning.
two free hands though.
I don't know. To grab your junk.
Yeah.
And you specifically would still have junk to grab, so
You have two.
So there's no testicles. It's just your nipples are just bigger than. Like there's not another set of like balls.
You can't speak to everyone who may or may not have growths in around their boobal region, but
Would you rather have elbow-shaped balls or ball-shaped elbows? just
just as sensitive. If you hit that
thing,
funny
please.
bone,
Yeah.
you're out of commission.
Just got to shave your elbows. Terrible. Those look like you have two Scotch-Brite pads attached to your elbows. It
And that's
from
where
clean
we
and
wrap
normal
up
to,
this
I don't like-
podcast.
The hypothetical game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I choose death.
this was the most fucked up conversation I've ever had, I think.
It went from a really excellent hypothetical to a.
That's what I was saying. Like, the first one, I
Totally
was expecting
different.
something stupid. It ended up being really deep.
Yeah.
And so I was expecting another one that was really deep. It was really stupid.
You got to flip it and reverse it.
You keep throwing me off with this.
Yeah, when in doubt, 180 it. It's the bottom line. Name of the
Your
game.
penises or nipples, do you bring a gun? Yes. With one bullet, you know why.
You know what? Make that the title.
You're going to make a
that-
weird corpse.
Your penises or nipples. Do you take a gun?
Take a gun, with or without bullets.
Yeah. Watch out, Joe Rogan. We're aiming for the #1 comedy podcast.
Joe Rogan
We got a long way to go.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
Probably.
on each nipple.
Well, I think that's a good place to wrap this up.
Sure.
So share this podcast, maybe regrettably.
Not with your pastor or anybody you love.
Yeah, probably not
Friends,
with
family.
probably
Sorry
not with
for
your
listening.
friends, family. Just with those strangers that you run into on the street.
Yeah.
Those are good people to share things with. They like to talk, from what I understand. People on the bus, they're also good. They have open ears, especially if you start just ranting about random things to them, and maybe ask them some of these hypotheticals.
Yeah.
I bet they'll love the penis nipple one.
Burn this to a disc and hand it out at the voting booth.
Yeah,
Next-
that's
next
perfect.
month, so.
Yeah, we'll probably get a lot
Especially
of
the Trump
angry,
supporters.
Oh,
yeah,
there we go.
angry Trump supporters, and yeah. So
That's okay. That last conversation is probably right up their alley.
yeah. So like this, like our page on Facebook, Mutual Fund Podcast, and leave us reviews wherever you listen to this podcast. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye. All right, I have a hypothetical for you. What
We're
if
gonna record this one too.
you had to live in a country where you can only vote for 2 people to be president, and the 2 options were Hillary or Donald?
Duck.
Who would you vote for? Just kidding. It's a terrible hypothetical.
Choose death.
Yeah.
Choose
This,
Typical.
this hypothetical
Political.
it scares me, so I don't know if I can answer.
Tread lightly, dude. All right,
Tread
that's all.
lightly.
I
Thanks.
hate everybody.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Put that one on Patreon.